Whew. Okay, everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. Take that deep breath. Yes. Take that deep breath. Okay. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to Make Shift Happen, the spiritual variety show with me, Tammy Lee, your guide, your bridge to more than what you may know, more than what I know. This is a sacred container where I welcome you all in. Just take a deep breath. Take a deep breath and allow all things that may have you tizzled and tazzled and razzled and dazzled all morning or the day before, allow that just float away. To float away. Especially if it no longer supports you. For those of you that are new to me, well, as people are coming on, go ahead and let me know if you can hear me. Okay? Let me know if you can hear me, making sure that everything's working. I'm Tammy Lee, an accelerated intuitive and way shower. A bridge for you from where you're at to the highest of the purest of who you truly are. I help guide others to their sovereign. That's a new word, huh? To their sovereign sacred self. Healing lineages, working with ancestors, and opening us all up to this inner landscape that awaits us. Every Wednesday, pretty much every Wednesday. I just missed the last 2 Wednesdays. You know, this was it's a true testament for me and my work and how far I've come along. And that's one of the things that you will find out throughout your life of having experiences come your way and how you handle them compared to how you handled them in the past, or if you've grown from. I always say don't compare yourself unless it's helped to see you how far you've come. Because comparison can get us into a tailwind and take us down a deep, dark hole if we're not careful with it. So when you compare yourself, just do it to see, do you want to attain another level? Do you want to learn another teaching? Or is it keeping you from seeing your true greatness of where you're at in the moment? Okay. Last week, Wednesday. So I've been traveling the last 2 weeks, pretty much traveling the last 2 weeks and not knowing where I would be at. I didn't put myself under this extra stress. I trusted that whatever the people in the group, in our Ignite Your Joyful Heart group, or the people that come and watch this noontime show, would maybe go back and watch an old one, or would know to do some other things, or would just send good vibes through, because I was doing that, sending good vibes through the air, from where I am at into this group, into all these people that join us for makeshift happen. So 2 weeks ago, I was on the road and we got a day late start. So we're pushing. And I took 2 of my grandsons and my oldest daughter with me. And not only was I shown how much I've grown, but I was also shown where I still need to work on myself. How many of you have had those experiences? Like, oh man, I could have handled that situation better. Like, oh, I've done all this work and that still something might have triggered me. How many of you have experienced that? So as we gather today, I just want us to come together and just be. Be all of you with me right now. Allow your phones to be silenced. Put them on airplane mode. Allow this time to be for you. Yeah, I got a little distracted right there. Allow this time to be for you. So one of the things I noticed as I was on this trip, well, so many things. But as some of you know, I work a lot with the land and a lot with Mama Earth. And just the incredible energy and beauty, especially. So I want to give you a helpful hint here. Especially when we go in to very highly commercialized places, tourist attractions, when we go into those pieces of land, take a deep breath, because there's all this busyness happening around. And as we're in that space, taking that deep breath, allowing ourselves to sink in, ground within ourselves. Can you feel that right now? See, right now there's a transmission coming through of Mama Earth just being so pleased when we do this. And we say, I see you. I see you. I feel you. I'm with you. Whatever words come to you. I do that with a lot of rock. When I say, I see you, and I'm in this heart space. Yeah. And take your eyes from behind your head and take them down into your heart space. You can literally start to see things from this heart space and see the faces within the rocks. You start to see the rock people. This is something I was teaching my grandsons as we were traveling. We first went up from Kansas up to Yellowstone. And when we got there, one of the things they really wanted to see, really wanted to see an elk with great big horns, but even more so, a moose or a bear. So I was just taking that deep breath and asking bear energy if it would appear for us, if it would come to us. And as we're driving and everybody else is asleep, this is so funny, but maybe you had to be there to really enjoy it. So we're driving along, and out comes out of the corner of my right eye, because I'm driving, everybody else is sleeping, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this black something coming down the hill. And right before that, I see this sign says rock warning falling rock. That's it, falling rock. And so I see this blob of black out the corner of my eye, and I'm thinking it's a big boulder. So I'm slowing down, I'm hitting the brakes, I'm slowing down, and all of a sudden across the road, like it wasn't a boulder, I ended up looking over as I'm driving and slowing down, and it's a bear. This bear is just running down the side of the mountain and coming down across the road, and I'm going, bear, 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 because I couldn't say anything else. And everybody woke up. They all saw it. My daughter Crystal says, Mom, it turned around and looked back at us. It turned around and looked back at us. Like, wow. And so the rest of the time, as I'm driving, I'm just saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, there's different meanings for why a bear crosses your path. And it wasn't about that as much as it was about doing this kind of work. This work that I teach my clients of how to consistently, and as much as we can think, right? I forget to do this sometimes, but consistently be within our heart space. Be within that heart space, live from that, and we connect with our essence. And when we're in our essence, other beings can feel that. Other beings will know they're safe with us if we have clean energy. If we've done our work, if we've done the forgiveness practices, and which I still do those. That's something else I teach my students. And we continue to be consistent on a daily basis, if we can, of reclaiming our energy, calling ourselves back to us, because we don't know where our energy, sometimes where it's been sifted off to. And see, right now, I forgot to reclaim my energy this morning. So I'm doing it right now with you. And one of the things I do is in that heart space, I echo my name with intention. I have this intention of reclaiming all of my energy. I was just in Oklahoma. We got up at before 6 o'clock this morning to get back home to Kansas. So we have to get back home to Kansas in order to be in front of my computer so I could show up today with you all. Yes, sometimes we have these rush times. And yes, sometimes we forget to do our daily practice, ritual, whatever it is, what you call that. I know some people don't like the word ritual. Got different connotations to it. So I just say a daily practice. So, see, I did not even know I was going to share this part. But this is how I reclaim my energy. You always set the intention, okay? Because when you set an intention, when you have an intention, when you do anything, and you think you're not doing it right, it don't matter. It do not matter. What kind of English was that? Anyway, what matters is the intention, because where intention goes, energy flows. Where intention goes, energy flows. So with that said, take a deep breath. Where intention goes, energy flows. Take a deep breath. My intention is to reclaim all my energy, all the little pieces that have flittered off since I've been gone. Woo! That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, do not disturb. See? Boop, boom. Let's see. It's fine. I have it on airplane mode, but it just connected to internet. So I think it, and I have it on do not disturb. Okay, so that should be okay. So where intention goes, energy flows. Let's repeat that. I want you to remember this. Where intention goes, energy flows. Okay? So we're going to reclaim our energy. We're going to reclaim our energy with echoing our name. You want to echo. So first name, middle name, last name. However, not your last married name. Okay? You want to say your mother's maiden name. For men, it's really simple. First name, middle name, mother's maiden name, last name. For women, first name, middle name, mother's maiden name, your maiden name, and then your married name, if or significant, if you have one. So I say, with intention, I am reclaiming my energy. I'm recalling all those slivered off pieces of my energy to come back to me. This is the simplified version. I say Tammy Lee Woolard, my mom's maiden name. Huff, my maiden name. Shoemaker, my married name. Tammy Lee Woolard Huff Shoemaker. And if you can feel energy or with that intention, sometimes you can actually feel like a tingling. Like right now, I feel something like coming down my back on each spine. So because my intention is to reclaim energy below me, above me, around me. So all my energy starts to come back to me. Now, as I was driving with my friend that I was with in Oklahoma, and I'm getting tired, you know what? I was so tired. I didn't even think about doing this. But why was I tired? Was it because my energy had been sloughed off so much? Was it I was absorbing some of her energy? Because we can do that too. Yes, we can absorb other people's energies. This is a simplified version of how to do your own personal, simple energy work 101 to reclaim your energy and allow other people's energy to go back to them. So do that again. So out loud or within yourself, a lot of times I do this within myself with the intention to reclaim my energy. So I close my eyes, as you can see, and I just really, I'm in this heart space, even the high heart. So this is called, let me see if I can, this up here from like your clavicle down, like in that area, that's your high heart. So this entire chest area is your heart space, and really being in there. and echo your name. Echo your name. First name, middle name, mother's maiden name, your maiden name, and then your married name. Now, I've done this so much that immediately, like that, I could feel my energy is coming back to me. Now, had I been like, maybe it's because I was tired. See, sometimes when we're tired, I don't care how much work you've done on yourself, how elevated you are, or you think you are, or other people tell you you are. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we just forget. And let yourself be okay with that. Just like last week, Wednesday. Like, okay, we're on our way home from our trip in Washington. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can do a makeshift happen. I can make sure I'm on noon at Wednesday. We're on our way home. We have extra time. You know what? I thought that it was Wednesday, this one day we're heading back. And it wasn't. It was already Thursday. And just like my daughter says, like, Mom, not only did we lose an hour because of the time change coming home, we lost a day. I'm like, we both just went, looked at each other like, what? And the only reason I knew it was Thursday and not Wednesday is because I have a certain 1 o'clock thing scheduled on my calendar every Thursday at 1 o'clock Central Time, and it popped up. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I'm like, okay, everybody check your phones. What's today's date? What is today? It's Thursday. And with that said, we like, okay, we have to drive straight through so we can be home. Our goal was to be home Friday early. So we drove straight through the night. Did not even know it was Thursday until we checked our calendars. So you got to allow yourself, go easy on yourself. Now, 5 years ago, I would have cussed at myself. Yeah, even with all the work I've done, I would have been so down on myself. It's like, you know what? It is what it is and was what it was. I want you to remember that. It is what it is. It was what it was. It is what it is. It was what it was. And let it go. Can you change it? No. Can maybe you improve? Yeah. Do we need to compare ourselves? Only if it's to help us elevate with grace and ease. With grace and ease. So Betty just popped in. Thanks for this info, Tammy. I woke up feeling drained, putting it into practice immediately. Betty, I really had to do this after our camp out in Washington because I was doing it every day there because of all the energies of all the different people that are around. We never know who can affect us. Sometimes we're not even aware that we've picked up somebody else's energy and we're carrying that with us. And I can sense with me reclaiming my energy, because I also reclaim my space, I reclaim my body, and there's more and more and more that I actually go into more detail with my students, with my clients. But this is a simplified version. This, in fact, will also already assist you. Because I woke up so energized. Boom, girl. 5:30. And I didn't get to bed till midnight. I'm like, I have 5 hours of sleep and I'm up and ready to go. Like, who are you, Tammy? So, and I don't know, maybe it had to do with it. I didn't have any sugar yesterday. And all of a sudden I sound like I'm talking with an accent, don't I? Betty, you making that happen, girlfriend? Oh. So anyway, one of my students, she actually does this 3 times a day. She will reclaim her energy. Yeah, this is a suggestion. Do it in the morning before you get out of bed, because you never know where you went during dream time. Another good time, if you're in chaos, if you're work with around people, just in general, just being alive, do it around noontime and do it before you go to bed. Reclaim your energy. Recall, reclaim. See, there's a lot of energy moving, because one of the things I know from is because I'm belching and I didn't have no bubbly drink before this, but I start to burp when energy moves. Hi, Carol. So happy that you, yeah, I just referred to you, darling. Not my name, but it sure is interesting how you just popped on about reclaiming our energy, and how one of my clients, she does that 3 times a day. Boom, Carol pops on. So reclaiming our energy, it's vital. It's vital. And if you forget, okay, as soon as you remember, do it then. Because sometimes we do got to hop out of bed because something important. Sometimes we hop out of bed like the house is on fire. I'm really from Kansas, not down south. I don't know why I'm saying this. Like, this voice is just coming through. So maybe that's just another part of me saying howdy. Oh, so one of the things I also, when I first started this off about being with Mama Earth and being with her energy and recognizing, especially when we're in places that are tourist attractions and we focus on being with Mama Earth, when we take that deep breath, and we go inside ourselves, even when we're in the midst of things. I was at Mount Rushmore. There's all kinds of people from all over the world there. And I'm there. I feel you, Mama. I'm there. I look out. Yeah. So what's the one thing everybody's looking at? Mount Rushmore. Are they seeing any of the other beauty around them? Very few do. I actually, when I sink into that, and when I sink into that, and I'm grounded and I'm there with her, she'll show me other things. I'll have this, like, oh, I need to look over here. Oh, I need to look over there. Oh, there's something that, yes, the earth, Mama Earth, other beings will start talking to you. You look down, all of a sudden you find $1, or you find $20, or you might find $100, or you might find a penny. Or you look over and like, oh, wow, that's a beautiful flower. Would you notice that? Maybe not. I noticed rock formations that I don't know that anybody else did because they're looking straight there. I even talked to the mountain. Like, did anybody ever tell the mountain, thank you? Or did they just like go in? I don't know. Did they just go in and start blasting away at it? I don't know. Thank you. Thank you. So when we're in that kind of space, especially when we go into an area, you can start to feel, truly feel the gratitude of this other energies. They're so grateful of finally someone sees us. Finally, someone sees us. Now, I had an experience with this camp out. Some people were seeing elves. And that's one of the things, one of the gifts I'm working on. Like, I want to see fairies. I want to see elves. I want to see these other realms that I know exist. I believe that with every ounce of who I am. And I want to see. I desire to see. I desire to see and communicate and create a relationship. And one of the things that when I was in this camp out, let me just, Betty makes a comment here. Can being around really good energy wear you out as well as negative energy? Because I felt it in overload after camp out. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, so remind me about this other piece. So I can address Betty. There can be also people, and I'm not saying particularly at the camp out, I'm just saying in general, because I used to be one of these people. I thought everybody needed a hug. Oh, because I'm a hugger. I thought everybody needed a hug. And I didn't realize at the time I was doing all that, and I got good energy, and I'm laughing, and I'm joyful, and everybody needed a hug. No, everybody didn't. But we can literally slime people. We can slime people with our energy. And that's where we have to be discerning. And what I also found out about myself when I really dove into this is because I also wanted attention. Because I didn't have attention growing up, or it was negative attention that I did have. And I wasn't getting the attention, but I also was not paying attention to myself. Okay? That's just, you know me, I'm just flat out honest as much as I can be. I'm transparent. You can see through Tammy Lee. So when we're in groups and crowds and gatherings, discern. Start to use your discernment. Now I ask people if they want a hug or can I hug you? Because not everybody wants that. I don't just go up to everyone and just like, oh, I'm so good to see you. And just like, oh, and you just hang on. That's actually intrusive. That's where we're being intrusive with our own energy. Okay? Not to make good or bad, right or wrong, not to make us feel bad if we did that. It was like, oh, I do that. Okay. Well, I need to start. Oh, such and such does that. Oh, yeah, I saw. Oh, it's usually because that person has a really deep need, which I did until I went to work on that part of me. So does that help to answer your question, Betty? So yes, you can actually be worn out by what appears to be good energy. Because here's another caveat to that. Because our physical bodies can only hold so much. So feeling drained or overloaded after this gathering, both Betty and I were at, our bodies are so we have our spiritual body, we have our etheric body, we have our mental body, our emotional body, and then our physical body. Our physical body is the last thing because it's so much denser. It's the last thing that has to catch up. So we're at this gathering, and it's highly high energy. We're with Sasquatch, we're with elves, and and because other people were seeing elves, I did. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw these faces, and it scared the shit out of me. I'm like, oh, I don't want to see that. And I talked to a friend of mine, and she's like, what did you talk to him? Was that the elves? Tammy, that's how the elves came to me. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw them. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think to ask if they were elves. Like, just like, it wasn't even like there. So one of the things I did, because I do my work. Not every teacher or healer does their own work on themselves. But what I found out when I got home, what I realized is like, oh, I started asking, why was I so afraid to see the faces of elves every time I closed my eyes? Because they were trying to talk to me. And then I went back into my soul's journey. I went back into what people call the Akasha. I also call it the soul's journey. And I found a lifetime that I had lived where me and like my lineage, my ancestors, the being known as Tammy, there was stuff that happened, and I needed to clean that up. That's why I say I work with our ancestors, I work with our lineage, because we sometimes don't know until we travel back in time of where the hiccups are. Travel back in time to find those hiccups that are affecting you right now in this lifetime. Huge, huge work. It is so profound. Like I can feel the emotion right now of my ancestors that I can feel right now, right here with us, of gratitude. I can feel the energy of gratitude because it sets them free. That sets us free. And you know what's really interesting? In that, because it was all in this forgiveness work that I teach, there was this exchange of energy and of healing and of forgiveness, and all of a sudden I saw these like stacks of dollar bills tied up with like a shoestring just being untied. I didn't do it to have more dollar bill abundance. That wasn't not my intention. But see, what happens is when we do this work, other things will come forth because there's so much that's tied together. My dad, his mother. So this is that lineage right there. That's where it took me. Now, my head would have never thought that. My head would have never gone there. That's why we got to be in our heart space. That's why we got to follow that intuition. We follow that thread. That I'm an energy tracker, so I follow that thread back, and I even ask it, like, oh, whoa, and I found the curse, and I helped to release the curse and heal that piece. So with all of that, there's more abundance in so many different ways that will come to us, that wants to flow to us. Abundance desires to flow to us, to play with us, to giggle with us. Yes, it's so true. And it's because that's one of my gifts too. And let me tell you, people, I had to develop this, but it's also something I desire to develop. I've had gifts well, I've always known it, but I never knew how to really tap into them. But I will tell you, even though I've been doing this work for over 20 years, I have accelerated since I quit my corporate job in July 2017. So what? That's 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. July this year will be 4 years. My gifts have accelerated. Phew! And they still are, because I'm still doing the work, and I want to and desire to do more and more and more and more and more. For me, it's got to be for me first, so I can help other people around me. So I can help people that reach out to me. Even those that are not here in physical form. Even whether it's four-legged, two-legged, whether it's aliens, whether it's Lemurians, whether it's other beings that we may not know, that I may not even know who they are, but can sense. The more we do the work on ourselves, and not everybody has that, and that's okay. If it's just about, because this is how it was. It was first about me. Then it was about, helping actually it was first about helping my family, but then it became about me, because I realized I can only do so much for my family that I do for myself. And I desire that my children and my grandchildren, all the greats that come after that, walk an accelerated, higher vibrancy path than what I ever did in this lifetime. I want to remember my gifts. I want to recapture that. I want to help release. And this is other things that are happening. Working with Mama Earth, souls that are stuck in the ground, I'm helping to release. Did I think I could do that 4 years ago? Hell no. Heck no. However you want to say that. That was not even a thought. That was nothing I could fathom. And here now today, I'm doing that. I helped do energy work in this camp out with Mama Earth, with some things that were stuck there. One night with a few individuals, we went into the woods. Profound. Betty, does that help to explain? I know I kind of went a little bit longer, but also I think I brought it back around to what I was saying before I was trying to answer Betty's question, because when we see things, like when we start to question ourselves, like I did, like, why was I scared? Why did I not want to see those faces, whatever the faces were, when I closed my eyes? I work with beings that have looked horrendous to the human eye. But when we stay in our essence, when we start to work with that and work on ourselves, to where we can be in our pure essence more and more and more and more. You know, just by being in that, healing happens. Healing happens by being, by practicing, being in our pure essence form, our spirit self. Yeah. So everybody take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. So remember, yes, I'm around people that have really, really good energy. I work with some. I train with some. And yes, I get worn out. Because even our bodies have to, not assimilate, have to, what's the word? Integrate. Our bodies, our physical selves need to integrate the energies of up-leveling. Okay? Sometimes our bodies have to, they actually require to integrate. And that's sometimes, I call it, Betty, have you ever heard of this, the spiritual flu? That's what some people have said it is, that have referred to it as that. Or the energy flu, where you just feel drained. You might even be running a little fever. It's because you're integrating. Or your body itself is sloughing off energy that no longer pertains to it, that no longer supports it, and it desires to get rid of it. And sometimes the only way is through fever. So that's why when I have a fever, I don't take anything for it. And I've been really okay for decades. I don't take anything because it's, I get a fever. My husband says, well, did you take something for it? I'm like, no, I want my body to do what my body's designed to do. Thank you, thank you, thank you for joining. It feels so good to be back with you all today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you desire, invite people to this Facebook group. Please know that you can share your thoughts, share your posts, do the different things, like create conversations here. This isn't about Tammy. This is about you elevating, accelerating, captivating, all the different things to help you grow. So Betty says, okay, let me read it. Oh, now I think I know what's up. I did some ancestral work, but didn't really complete the process or understand the significance. Clearing inner child pain at that time. Back to the drawing board for me. Yes, you definitely answered my question. Energy flu. That's how I feel today. So Betty, I want you to really take care of yourself. This is where sacred self-care comes into play. Betty, you also can reach out to me. I'm trying to think, did I give her my number? I think I might have gave you my phone number. So text me. If you need some help, I'll help you. I'm here for that. Okay? I can even put in a link for, you can schedule a 20-minute consultation, totally free. My compliments, because in 20 minutes we can do a lot. I'll go ahead and plug that link in here after I get off. I'll find that. And yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. And Carol, if you know what it is, I don't know if you can find it anywhere. But what okay, so and just know, Betty, I also want you to know that there's layers upon layers, darling. I know. Sometimes we're like, oh no, another layer. I know I get like that. Okay, I just found the free consultation link. Okay, let me see if I can grab it right quick. Free consultation link. Yay, I can. Let me go. I'm going to copy it. Yeah, I'm going. Okay, I'm going to drop it here in the comments. There. Free consultation link. There we go. So schedule a 20-minute call with me. Let me see how I can help you. Facilitate this maybe even quicker for you when you're feeling up to it. Just putting it out there. And that's for anybody. That's for anybody. Okay? Thank you for joining me today. Blessings, blessings, blessings for every one of you. Whether you're listening live or listening to the replay, I'm here for you. Thank you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for sharing. That's how we get the work done, ladies, is when we share. When we share, you never know how that affects another person. So let's get the party started again in our Ignite Your Joyful Heart. Yes, ignite your joyful heart right here in this group. Cheers, everyone.